families, good afternoon. I want to talk to you today about when we've got a kiddo that we bring into our home through the means of foster care or adoption. And that kiddo comes in and then the entire dynamics of the house are drastically shifted. I don't know about you, but I had a 3-year-old and two 2-year-olds when we brought in an 11-year-old, a teenager. You see, it was intentional. We wanted at least a 6-year gap so that we didn't change birth order. And that way, that kiddo had their own independent interests, and they weren't going to be fighting over whose blocks were whose, right? So we intentionally went several years older, but something happened. She was highly traumatized. She came in with extreme behaviors. I want to talk to you about that. My name is Brooke Fremouw. I'm a certified trauma support specialist, and I have 11 incredible, beautiful adopted children. You can kind of see the picture. See right over there? There they are. I'm super proud of all of them. My youngest is 10, my oldest is 27, but there was a season where there were only 4. I had my itty bitties, and then we brought in this 11-year-old, and she was beautiful, and she was sweeter than sweet, and we always would say the entire atmosphere of this room can be changed by her smile, and we meant it. She was so charismatic, and her energy was so powerful. And when she was happy, woo, was it easy to be happy. And when she was not happy, let me tell you what, it was terrifying. It was a different level of anger, a different level of dysfunction, a different level of maladaptive behaviors. She had therapeutic services on board from the day that she was placed. Actually, prior to placement, she had services on board. She had a therapist. She had a behavior coach. She had a whole team, including a psychiatrist. She came into our home. What I found out really quickly was that parenting her was going to be very different than what I had ever thought parenting would look like. Can you relate? Can I get an amen? She was the first of many older kids to be placed in our home. We ended up subsequently with another child, a half-sibling, and that child came at the same age, 11. We ended up with a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and an 18-year-old, all getting placed in our home over a course of years. And what we found was that we needed to adapt. We needed new strategies in order to be able to have a peaceful, healthy home. What is it that we were exposing these innocent little ones to? Were they going to be ruined by the behaviors that they had seen and experienced, by the yelling that they had been subject to from these teenagers? Let me tell you, I found myself in a position where I thought, my word, I'm not sure that we're doing the right thing by these littler ones. It's years later, and my little ones are now teenagers. And can I tell you, the level to which I am proud, it's not measurable. You see, we had to put some systems in place that really were about body regulation. We had to parent in a calm way and not get elevated by the elevated behaviors of our kids. We had to learn not to react, but to respond to the things that were going on in the household. And as I furthered my education on trauma and on adoption, and then I began to develop skill sets that implemented those teachings uniquely into my home, what I found was that, man, oh man, we could be happy. I would tell my teenagers at the time, I would say, hey, listen, it's okay to have a bad day. I get it. And if you're not ready to talk about it, that's okay too. But I need you to take that and go work through that in a place that doesn't impact the other kids. And when you're ready, I am right here and ready to hear you, for you to cry on my shoulder, to lean on. I want to be invited into that space. But that can't be right here. That ended up becoming a system in itself. And so I have developed an entire program that teaches systems, how to keep the calm in an otherwise chaotic world. So back to the teenagers. They're teenagers now. They lived through a lot. I remember there was a time, actually, we had to call the police on one of our kiddos. The kiddo had literally tried to storm down a hallway where my toddlers and babies were asleep to wake them up in the middle of the night to tell them that they were going to get CPS to come and remove them. Right. She knew that CPS would remove kids with allegations. So all she'd have to do is make allegations, and then she would be in charge of our family. She would get to decide the future for these toddlers. And my husband, he stood in the hallway barricading it as punches got thrown at him, his shins getting kicked. I threw him a pillow, a decorative pillow from the couch that he could use to defend himself as I called 911. It's hard. It's really, really hard. And all that to be said, my kids turned out okay. They did. It's not my job to heal them. It's not my job to have all of the answers to fix their pains and hurts from their history. I cannot fulfill the wounds that I did not create. My job is to love them, to nurture them, to help them to rise up to their fullest potential as young adults. My kids are doing it, and I'm so proud of them. And my teenagers that I was so afraid the ripple effect was going to take them out, man, are they amazing. I couldn't be more proud. Couldn't be more proud. Do they have their struggles? Yeah, they're drama kiddos. Are we a family full of weirdos? Proudly, I declare we're a bunch of weirdos, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being different. Different is not bad. You look at our family, we look like a giant UN meeting. It's kind of obvious that we're a little bit different, but different is good. Different is good. I don't want to be like the world that's out there. I don't want to be like the world that impacted my kids so horrifically before they got to me. And I certainly don't want to be the world that sits back and judges the ways in which they go through life trying to figure it out. They're doing the best that they can, and God bless them for it. Guys, your family, put the services in place. Love them wherever they're at. Don't quit. Don't quit. There were kids that begged me to quit on them, and we would not. Even if we couldn't keep them in our home, we would not quit on them. I want to encourage you. You guys are going to be okay, and the resilience that your other kids are going to have by watching you fight the good fight and do it in a way that honors the trauma that your family has gone through, that declares, I will be my best self, I will have my power. My kids do not get to decide if today is a good or a bad day for me. To be able to take control of your life and then empower your kids to do the same. Guys, that's what I do. I've been doing it for years. I'm going to continue to do it. Now I've got it through a program that works around your time schedule and has a ton more resources at a fraction of the price of what my contracts with my clients used to be. It is an incredible opportunity to shift the dynamics in your household so that you can confidently say, when your kids are in their mid-20s, man, am I proud. They fought the good fight. They found their footing, and I loved them all along the way. I urged them to reach their highest potential all along the way. I pushed my fears aside. I let them push their fears aside, and we aimed for great. And man, are we achieving it. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for your children. I want to set aside those generational curses, right? Those things that were born onto them, no more. No more. Let's start a new trajectory for your kids and for their family tree, right? Let's not have it be born in trauma chemicals and in horrific maladaptive behaviors that follow those trauma chemicals. Let's get in control of ourselves. And then watch the behaviors change. If that's something that you're excited to hear more about, please just let me know. Reach out to me. Comment on this video. Comment below. I'd like more information. Yes, please send me more information. I will get it to you so that you can be a part of this incredible family transformation. God bless you guys. Thanks for paying attention today. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you next time.